Hi, Mark Bruno here at Graph Expo 15, actually the EVO Graph Expo, and I'm here today with Ralph Nappi. Ralph is the chairman and president of the Graphic Art Show Company. Ralph, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mark.
I guess the first question, Ralph, is the theme for this year, which is transform. If you could elaborate on that a little bit, tell me what the show company has in mind with that theme.
Sure, be delighted to, Mark. It's no secret to people in our industry that if any industry has had to deal with transformation, it's been our industry. And the Graphic Art Show Company and Graph Expo, in many ways, leads the industry in transformation, but in some ways reflects what is occurring in the industry. And when we focused on the theme of transformation, it was all about helping companies in both a strategic way and also a tactical way in moving their business to a new place. Again, as I said, there's no surprises as to what's happened, whether it's evolution, revolution, transformation, but any company that has been in a position to thrive right now, they've transformed their business to be much more than the proverbial ink on paper.
And in terms of the 2015 show this year, tell us about some of the new features, perhaps, that people can look forward to seeing.
Well, Mark, part of the transformation process, GASC and our show, whether it's Graph Expo or Print, constantly is looking for ways to change and adapt the show. And every year we have some new things that we throw in the mix. This year there are 3 new substantive issues. Number one, we have a pavilion called Material Matters, which is all about the substrates.
Okay.
We really know how important it is for our attendees and customers to recognize how many different ways there are to print on substrates and how to go about that. So we have a whole pavilion focus on substrates.
Okay, interesting.
We also have, and although it's transformed over the years from our 3D printing pavilion, we've also have now industrial printing pavilion, which focuses on RFID, 3D printing, and other aspects of what I would say how the business is transformed into being just more than what it was in the past. And then the third area is Applications Island. Brand new this year, we found that 70% of our attendees tell us they come to this show to learn about how they can apply the different software and applications necessary for them to move the business and help them be effective at that. So Applications Island is very new too. So those 3 are our newest pavilions.
Okay, interesting. Good stuff.
Yeah, it is good. It is good. Yeah.
And also, again, this year we have, I think, over 50 co-located events. Can you talk, Ralph, a little bit about some of these concurrent events and how they tie in?
Mark, this has always been the most exciting thing for me about Graph Expo for the last 5 years. We've really focused on those more and more. And the reason why it's so important is it started in a time where it was absolutely necessary. In our industry, in its consolidation phase, there were too many events going on, and to centralize it around one is what Graph Expo and Print were. We got to a point where there were over 66 co-located events at the show, our last print. The last few years we've kind of downsized that purposely because we wanted to be more focused into our 12 different segments that we have at the show. So what are the ones that are most relevant to the time? And there are, among the 50 plus now, co-locations in all 12 of those segments. Yesterday and today, I mean, the show hasn't even started, but we have the International Newspaper Group, who is with us again. They're already in their 2nd day of programming. Also the Imaging Networking Group, again a regular co-located event. And they have a multitude of their members, suppliers to come because they see this as a good place. And over the next 4 days and into even after the show, there'll be co-locations that include everything from award ceremonies to other associations to user groups, and it all helps make this thing be the industry event of the year. Everybody comes to one place. It's very practical too. You can kill 2 and 3 birds with a stone by being here with the co-located events. And we're very proud to have them with us, and they add a lot of value to it.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does, it does.
Let's look forward for a moment, Ralph, to next year. And as most people know, Graph Expo will be in Orlando.
Yes, it will.
Talk to us a little bit about what we can expect in Florida next fall.
Well, another part of the whole transformation and transform theme. 20 years in a row we've been here in Chicago. Next year we move to Orlando. the Orange County Convention Center there, which is the second largest convention center in the country. So only behind McCormick Place here. It was time for us to look for some alternatives and move the show into different places in the country that will allow a couple things. First and foremost, because of its location, it's a gateway city to South America. So our show has increasingly drawn a South American audience, from Brazil in particular. Orlando is the #1 gateway city for Brazil as far as air travel. Another reason why it's going to be nice is because it's very affordable. In our September time period, which is what both attendees and exhibitors tell us, they like being in the fall for the show. It's a very affordable time, so both for attendees and exhibitors, they're going to be able to get there and work the hall in a very affordable fashion. Hotels are extremely affordable. And when we did our preview event there a couple of months ago with our exhibitors, many of us told us, surprisingly, that they might plan on bringing some family down, which is not something we had anticipated, nor do we think it's going to be a very big part, but because Orlando has so many attractions and is affordable, we're going to find that. So we'll have a few surprises also relative to what we'll do, which is be very different from our Graph Expos and prints here in Chicago. And the other thing that's pretty exciting is since we announced it, the feedback has been very positive. Although Chicago is a great place, and we're coming back here in 17 for print. We'll be back here in 17, so we're not abandoning Chicago. We will be in Orlando in 16 next year. 17 we come back to Chicago. But I think a lot of people say, you know what, we're ready for the change. We're very interested, we're excited about it, and we think it's a good thing to do. So it should be a neat event, it really would be.
Exciting. I look forward to seeing what some of those surprises are down the road. And Ralph, I just wanted to thank you. We know you're very busy this week, and thank you for taking some time out to talk to us.
Mark, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.